Bavarian city of Munich has won the heartfelt thanks of an English city. Gratitude earned by the Rex-der-Isar Hospital, where the survivors of the Manchester United air disaster were brought back to health by Professor George Maurer and his devoted staff. So Professor Maurer and 30 of his colleagues come to England to be welcomed by the Lord Mayor of Manchester and their hosts, Manchester United Football Club, which owes them so much. For many of these German doctors and nurses, it is their first visit to England. The Lady Mayoress is at Ringwood Airport too, with flowers for the nurses. And so are hundreds of Manchester United fans. Manchester knows that but for the skill of these men and women, after the most tragic disaster that has ever hit British football, the death roll would have been much higher. And they show their appreciation from the moment of the guests' arrival in the city. Although Manchester has not seen them in the flesh before, it regards them already as personal friends. Most important item on the program is at Old Trafford, where 63,000 people are waiting to greet Professor Maurer and his colleagues. And they give them their biggest welcome yet. Nurses and doctors are cheered to the echo as they walk out onto the Old Trafford turf. Waiting for them is one of their ex-patients, goalie Harry Gregg, who presents a bouquet to Sister Lieselotte Pippi, youngest of the party. And now brought from Germany by Empire News, the voice of Matt Busby himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking from my bed in the Isar Hospital in Munich, where I have been since the tragic accident of just over a month ago. You will be glad, I am sure, to know that the remaining players here and myself are now considered out of danger. And this can be attributed to the wonderful treatment and attention given us by Professor Maurer and his wonderful staff, who are with you today as guests of the club. Again, it's wonderful to hear that the club have reached the semi-final of the FA Cup. And I enclose my best wishes to everyone.
Matt Busby's reborn babes, in their fourth match since the disaster, show their guests that disaster cannot quench their fighting spirit. It's their second match against West Bromwich in a week, and Albion get their own back. But never mind, the babes are in the semi-finals. After 10 weeks, Matt Busby says goodbye to the Rex-der-Isar Hospital in Munich, and to Professor George Maurer, that friendly and brilliant doctor, to whom Matt and his fellow survivors probably owe their lives. For when Manchester United's airliner crashed on that terrible night, one blessing mitigated the tragedy, that just round the corner was one of the finest hospitals in Europe, whose devoted staff worked night and day to save those who were still alive. Matt's wife Jean joins in the goodbyes and the final thank yous at the hospital door. In spite of his injured leg, Matt is in great spirits, as happy as a schoolboy at the prospect of seeing his beloved team again. The team who have certainly not disgraced his faith in them during these difficult weeks, and who have won their way to Wembley when even their best friends feared they were finished for months to come. And if there's one body of friends who are Manchester United fans for the rest of their lives, it's the staff of the Rex-der-Isar Hospital. The shores of England at last, and a very quiet homecoming, for Matt has to take things easily for a bit. But he has time to give our cameraman a smile to pass on to you. Welcome home, Matt Busby, and here's wishing you a speedy and complete recovery to your old fighting form.